The prophet of God, Ayub, peace be upon him, was a man of vast wealth. God blessed him with many blessings. He was thankful for those blessings, and his good wife helped him.
Samir, take it from me, son.
There is no need for it. He has abundant food in front of him, thanks to God.
The more the better, son. Try to make sure your father gets some food too.
You know him better than me, Mom. He doesn't eat until he makes sure the guests are fed first. Please, have some.
Peace be upon you, son.
And peace be upon you, my uncle. Can I be of any service to you?
I'm hungry, and I heard that in this city there is a prophet who gives food to those who ask for it.
This is true, but unfortunately we are now done with the feast. Honor us tomorrow, God willing.
Thank you anyway.
Wait, sir, please. My son never intended. Go, Samir, and slay our biggest ram, and prepare the meal at once for our honorable guest.
No need to get tired. I can wait until tomorrow.
The prophet of God Ayub heard you and cried, saying, "Would you stay full while I have a hungry guest in my house?" Then he commanded me to serve you.
He owns so much money and fields, but bother himself with an old stranger like me.
The wealth belongs to God alone, my master. We are nothing but slaves and maidservants. Please be with me, for the prophet of God, Ayub, insists on serving you himself.
Why did you not attend the banquet of the prophet of God, Ayub, yesterday, O Halak?
I was busy trading all day.
I advise you not to miss today's feast. There are many good things.
I don't understand why Ayub spends all his wealth on feeding, dressing, and serving people.
He is getting closer to his Lord, man.
Do you think so, sir?
Of course, otherwise, why waste his money?
Who are you, mister?
I am a foreign trader.
You did not tell us what you think of the prophet Ayub.
I'd keep it to myself.
We are eager to know your opinion.
I see that Ayub pretends to obey God and is not sincere in his worship.
This is the strangest opinion I've heard.
How? Explain to us.
It doesn't hurt a rich man to spend his money to buy the praises of people for himself. If Ayub was poor, you would know his true colors.
And it was the will of God Almighty to test the patience of his prophet. And the first question in that test was about his fields.
Ayub's fields are burning! Ayub's fields are burning!
Oh people, help us with water.
Peace, Lord. Dad, let's help them.
Do we throw ourselves in the middle of the fire?
You're right. Ayub himself let his land burn and did not come out of his praise to try to save his money.
What a catastrophe! Ayub's entire fortune is lost.
Now we shall know his true colors.
Time will prove to you that I am right.
Beware, sir, lest you be touched by the fire.
Do not worry about me. Rather, I fear for Ayub, the owner of the burning earth.
You shouldn't have risked your life, my son, in this way.
It's my land, Mom.
Rather, it is God's land, my son, and what happened in it was Lord's will.
Was it better to let the earth burn without saving it?
Rather, it is your duty, my son, to protect and preserve your land and prevent it from harm and ruin, and only strive to rebuild it again. Do not waste the bliss of life.
I understand you, Mom. I will try to remove the burn marks with my brother and then start planting again.
May God protect you, my son, and take care of you.
Is Dad okay?
Praise be to God. He still has his smile of contentment. I wish you would follow him and get rid of this dejection on your face.
I'm sad, Mom, about the burning of the fields.
A believer does not grieve unless he commits a sin or neglects the order of God. As for the world, it is ephemeral, my son.
Oh, Mr. Aurani, where do you go in the dead of the night?
Going to visit the prophet of God, Ayub, to console him.
Aha, to console him, and what for?
The good man lost his land and his money.
He has 10 children and they can rebuild the land and return the money many times over.
What a terrible disaster.
Ah, how did the 10 boys die in one day?
They say a thunderbolt fell from the sky and wiped them all out.
These are those who say that they caught a strange viral disease.
Shh, shut up. Rahma is coming. Immortality is for the God alone, Rahma.
We know that the calamity was great.
The eye sheds tears. My heart does not grieve. And we say we are happy with what God has chosen for us. We thank him in all circumstances.
What a silent mountain.
Who are you talking about, Horan?
About the prophet of God, Ayub. He lost his 10 children and buried them with his hand, then went back to his prayer and worship.
While the prophet of God, Ayub, was praying to his Lord and asking him for patience, Satan was looking for a new way to fight the holy prophet.
Will you not go with me to visit the prophet of God, Ayub, and try to console him for what has fallen him?
And what happened to him?
Don't you know, man, that he lost his sons after all his money?
As long as he is healthy, he can make more money and children.
That's right. Health is more important than money.
More important than the boys.
And Ayub is strong and healthy. You can never tell that he is the age of 70.
Is he really that old?
He looks much younger to me.
The tranquility of the heart is reflected on the face of its owner.
Leave him be. He is surely in a better condition than you. May you be half as powerful and healthy as him.
Rahma, is it true about what happened to your husband?
Yes, he felt seriously ill, for which we do not know the cause. I know that he gets up in the middle of the night to pray, and the weather is so cold. That may be the reason. It is not just cold. He is in great pain, and instead of moaning, he remembers God with the same reverence.
Calm down, Rahma, for every disease has a cure.
What scares me is that his skin is falling off, as well as parts of his flesh. To this extent? What severe disease?
Is it contagious?
I don't know, and I don't care. If the infection hits me, I'll sacrifice myself for him. My advice to you is to be careful. I don't want to be late. Maybe he needs me for something. I'll stay with him all the time to serve him. This is the least of my duties. Please, gentlemen, how do you eject the prophet of God from his home and from his village?
He is a sick man.
His illness is very dangerous.
It will hurt the whole village.
Speak, Mr. Horan. Say something.
Maybe the people are right, my daughter. They just want to prevent harm to themselves and their children.
The prophet of God Ayub has become harmful in your eyes.
When he recovers, God willing, he will return to his home and we will welcome him.
Is that your last word?
It is necessary for the protection of the whole village so that the disease does not turn into an epidemic.
And where do we go?
Go behind those distant mountains.
It is a deserted land that might have wolves and monsters.
If your husband is a true prophet, his Lord will protect him.
A person in this lonely place?
Peace be upon you, my daughter. I am a skilled doctor in treating incurable diseases. I've been collecting some rare plants from here. I hope I didn't disturb you.
Wait, doctor. My husband is very ill, and I have tried all means, but to no avail.
What are the symptoms of the disease?
His flesh falls from his body, and only the bones and nerve remain.
This is a rare condition that no one else can handle.
I beg you to cure him, and I will give you what gold I have left.
I don't need gold, but relief from people's pain is my reward.
God bless you, Sir Doctor.
The cure is to kill a fly, grind it, and then kneel in front of an idol for some time.
My husband is the prophet of God, Ayub, and it is impossible for him to accept bowing to anyone other than God.
Rather, he should do it if he wants to get out of his ordeal.
Death is easier for him than what you say. Stay away, you are the devil.
All these years, the prophet of God, Ayub, peace be upon him, was lying sick with no healthy organ in his body except a tongue that remembered God and a heart that beat with patience and faith.
Oh, my love, my husband, and my master, you are a prophet whose prayers are answered. So why don't you pray for yourself to be healed?
The prophet of God, Ayub, replied that he was ashamed of seeking healing for fear that it would be an objection to God's decree. The prophets must be patient, accept and praise the God in every situation.
I know, but you have been sick for so many years, and we are tired of counting them.
The prophet of God said, God has blessed him with health for 70 years. Would it not be polite for him to be patient for 70 years like that?
Do you intend to be patient for a whole 70 years? Whatever we had saved, I sold it, all my extra jewelry and clothes, and I don't know what to do tomorrow.
Friends, Rahma has come.
How did you recognize her when she was in these old rough clothes?
I see the tips of her golden braids.
Yes, Rahma was always the most beautiful and longest haired woman.
Her hair flows like threads of gold.
Peace to you.
I don't have any money to buy anything, Rahma.
And I didn't come to sell. but to ask for work.
Work? What work?
I can milk cattle, sew clothes, or prepare food.
I have a maid who does all without pay.
It is not right to talk like this with our friend Rahma.
Okay then, you talk to her.
Sorry, Rahma. I don't have a work that suits you.
I really need that money.
How about you sell me your 2 gold braids?
What is the news of Ayub? Is he still the same?
Of course, he can't even go outside without his wife holding him by the hand.
What a hard life.
In my opinion, a quick death is better than this disease.
Why does his Lord not bless him with healing? He must have committed a great unforgivable sin. That is why his Lord will punish him for his whole life.
Makes sense.
But do you get what is that great sin?
Ayub was always a good man.
It seems that we do not know what is hidden from us.
Yes, it is true that people have secrets.
Ayub, who we thought was righteous, committed the greatest of sins.
Today, I heard the hurtful things that they say about you and your faith.
The prophet of God, Ayub, told her that he does not concern himself with what people say as long as the Lord is not angry.
They think that God is angry with you, and that is why He does not grant you healing. Prove to them that they are liars. Pray to your Lord to heal you.
The prophet of God, Ayub, was angry at his wife's insistence and interference in his relationship with his Lord, but he remained silent.
Why don't you answer me? Can't you hear me?
The prophet of God felt that his wife had transgressed and that she had to be disciplined. But he could not, so he said, "If God healed me, I would have given you 100 lashes."
Is this my reward, O Ayub? Flog me 100 lashes because I want you to rest and heal. Forgive me, Lord.
Our Lady Rahma sold her jewelry and goods and started to work as a housemaid to earn livelihood for herself and her husband.
Rahma, why did you come so late?
Forgive me. You know I was waiting for my husband to serve him, and then I came right away.
These conditions no longer suit me. I want a resident maid who I may call whenever I want.
I'll try to get here earlier. Now on, madam.
I said, I no longer need you.
And where do I go now?
This is your business alone.
Can I borrow a loaf of bread and return it later?
You know that everything has a price.
Do I have anything to offer you?
Your hair is flowing like gold threads. What do you need them for?
Women's hair is an adornment for her.
Adornment is more important or bread?
Why do you summon us, O Saba?
Nothing. I wanted to invite you to eat with me.
Will the maid eat with us?
No. She will sell me something of her own free will. Isn't that correct?
Go ahead, cut my braid, which we agreed upon.
Did you buy a braid of hair from her?
Yes, for a whole loaf of bread.
Do you agree, Rahma?
Don't force her to do anything. If she doesn't agree, let her object or resist.
Where is the bread?
Be well. and take some meat too.
May I feed you with my own hands, sir and husband?
The holy prophet asked her where she got the food from.
I took it from a woman in the village in return for a work I did for her.
The holy prophet looked at her again and felt that she was hiding something from him.
Trust me, sir, I did not do what would make you angry with me, and I never beg for food. Rather, I always give more than I take. You may rest assured. My house ran out of food.
What do you think of my new braid? I have it fixed in my head.
I was asking for food, Saba.
You now have one braid, and neither of us can benefit from only one braid.
Do you mean?
Exactly. You sell me the second braid for more bread and meat.
I don't know what to say.
Well, think about it. The food is here anytime.
I agree. Take the rest of the hair.
That's wise. Food is more useful and important. I'm doing this just for your sake.
May God have mercy on us.
Rahma returned to her husband, the prophet of God, Ayub, to feed and serve him.
Please, my Lord and beloved, have something to eat. The weather is so cold. All for my sake.
The prophet of God asked her where she got the food from.
I did the same woman a favor, and she gave me food in return.
The holy prophet noticed his wife's fear and asked her to remove her veil.
It's me. It's me.
The holy prophet repeated his order.
I had to. I had no other choice. Either your health and our continuity of life or my adornment.
The holy prophet asked her why she did not tell him the truth.
I was afraid you would stop me from selling my hair. I couldn't bear to see you hungry. Please forgive me.
Here, Ayub looked at the sky as he wept and prayed to the Lord, saying, Lord, I have been touched by harm, and you are the most merciful of the merciful.
What windy weather!
The wind is so strong today, I'm afraid it will spoil my hair.
Your hair? You mean Rahma's?
My hair has changed from today.
I bought the second braid.
See for yourself, the two braids.
Wait, girl. Don't go away, girl. Where are you?
Where did my beautiful braids go? What is this scary sound?
Rahma entered her tent, but she did not find the prophet of God, Ayub, who had gotten up by himself and went to a distant river. He got into water, drank and washed, so all the sores left him, and he came out healthy and well. Then he found before him a dress from heaven.
Oh, good man, didn't you see my husband?
The prophet of God, Ayub, smiled at her without responding.
He is a sick man who looks like you, but...
The prophet of God, Ayub, smiled back, saying, Don't you know me yet?
My husband and master, prophet of God Ayub, praise to be God, who healed you and restored you to the best condition.
The prophet of God, Ayub, looked at the sky and found it filled with pure gold locusts.
O prophet of God, is it not enough for you what you took of gold?
The prophet of God, Ayub, said to her, Does a person suffice with God's grace?
وأيوب إذ نادى ربه أني مسني الضر وأنت أرحم الراحمين فاستجبنا له فكشفنا ما به من ضر وآتيناه أهله ومثلهم معهم رحمة من عندنا وذكرى للعابدين.
I don't know why we need the husk when we have all this gold, but I won't agree with you anymore.
The prophet of God, Ayub, smiled while eating thin sticks of chaff.
I must remind you, sir, that you have sworn to chastise me and flog 100 lashes if God heals you.
The prophet of God, Ayub, told her that God is more merciful to us than ourselves. God commanded me to strike you with one blow with these sticks of chaff, so as not to harm you, and at the same time I would fulfill my oath.
I never felt pain. Is this how my punishment ended? How merciful are you, O God?
The prophet of God, Ayub, said, "Praise be to God, who guided us to patience, helped us with it, and showed us in our world the reward of the patient."
Our father Ayub is waiting for us to pray.
All right, my brother Rahim, I will tell the rest of our 10 brothers so that we do not keep him waiting.
Do you know that we have 10 other brothers who are waiting for us in heaven, God willing?
Yes, my mother told me that God gave our father the choice between returning his 10 children to him or having others.
And my father, as usual, chose to be more generous and thankful.
Here is my mother standing at the door of the house.
Hurry up, sons of Ayub. The time for prayer has come, and it is not right for the believer to be late in meeting his Lord.
واذكر عبدنا أيوب إذ نادى ربه أني مسني الشيطان بنصب وعذاب اركض برجلك هذا مغتسل بارد وشراب ووهبنا له أهله ومثلهم معهم رحمة منا وذكرى لأولي الألباب وخذ بيدك ضغثا فاضرب به ولا تحنث إنا وجدناه صابرا نعم العبد إنه